Have you ever wondered where all brawlers come from? Today, we will look at all brawler trios and unfinished trios to try and determine their locations on our planet. From the desert to Antarctica, join us on this journey. A quick mention before we start. Special thanks to Hobbyloss on Reddit for the inspiration and help. And now, let's begin. Let's start right away with the Wild West trio, Shelly, Colt, and Spike. As the name suggests, this trio should be in the Wild West. Arizona seems to be the best fit, with its structured rocks and mountains resembling the game's environment. The presence of nuclear bomb testings could explain how Spike can move like an animal, along with the overall Wild West desert ambiance. And it seems like that it was confirmed that Shelly is from Argentina. From the hot desert in Arizona, we'll fly to the hot jungle in South Africa, where we find the Shaman Trio, Bo, Leon, and Nita. South Africa was the only place I found where shamans, eagles, and chameleons live. Sadly, bears don't inhabit anywhere in Africa. Still, it's the best suited location for this trio. Is 3 out of 4 that bad? Maybe Nita got her bear from the local zoo. You never know what kids do. It's also possible that they're from North America, specifically where indigenous people lived, or South America, specifically in the Amazon rainforest. Heading back to the United States in Nevada, we find the Gem Miner Trio, Dynamite, Carl, and Jackie. Next to the Retropolis Trio, Bull, Crow, and BB, who originates from Japan. You might be wondering why these trios should be close to each other. A good question. The answer lies in Bull's Diner, which boasts an American style and fits the flashy Las Vegas style with its neon lights. Moreover, Nevada has many gold and gem mines. In addition, canaries were also used in gold and other mines to monitor toxic gases such as carbon monoxide in the air, just as dynamite does. In a Brawl Stars animation, Colt tries to capture gems, explodes, and lands in Bull's Diner, which suggests it can't be too far away. After this delightful animation, we'll set sail to the Caribbean, where we find the pirate trio, Tick, Penny, and Daryl. The Caribbean is an iconic location for pirates, especially during the golden age of piracy. This makes it the perfect place for them to sail these treacherous waters. Once again, a Brawl Stars animation shows a small island with a palm tree, which fits the region. Now let's sail to Japan. Why Japan, you ask? Japan is famous for arcades. Arcades have become a distinct part of Japanese culture and can be found almost everywhere in the country. With Tokyo being the largest city in Japan, it's a perfect fit for the arcade trio, 8-Bit, Brock, and Rico. In the Brawl Stars animation, My Sweet Brawlin' Time, you can catch a glimpse of the city in the background, which could be Tokyo. From the bright and lively Tokyo, we move to the eerie and dark Transylvania in Romania. The Undead Trio, Mortis, Frank, and Ems find their home in this spooky setting. Count Dracula, the most famous vampire, after Mortis, lived in Transylvania. Frank's roots trace back to Ingolstadt in Germany, where Frankenstein was born. Frankenstein created a monster people call Frankenstein's monster, or just Frankenstein today. And since it's so eerie here, here's a fun fact. Frank is from Germany. Not just the brawler Frank, but also Frank the game lead, the king and savior of Brawl Stars. The Frank we should love is also from Germany. Continuing on, we dig through graves and emerge in a sandy place, the Mystic Trio, Tara, Sandy, and Jean. This one's a bit more complicated, so let's start. The Middle Persian Thousand Tales presumably originates from India, and Tara means star in Hindi, which is the most spoken language in India. However, the concept of a genie is more likely from Arabia, and the term bazaar originates from a public market district in a Persian town. All these factors make it difficult to pinpoint an exact location. Let's assume they live somewhere in Persia, modern-day Iran, or on the Arabian Peninsula. Leaving the sandy desert behind, we leap to a place full of metal, the junkyard, where the Junker family trio, Pam, Nani, and Jesse reside. Locating an exact spot for them is challenging. It could be Old Car City in White, Georgia, USA, the world's largest car junkyard, or any other major junkyard worldwide. Maybe even the Starr Park junkyard, home to broken machines, roller coasters, and other items. There's insufficient evidence to place them in a single junkyard. Perhaps they travel around different junkyards in their camper. Had enough of metal. Let's move to England, where we find the biology trio, Bee, Rosa, and Sprout. They all research in a biodome looking like the Eden Project in St. Blaise, Cornwall, UK. Both Bee and Rosa have a British accent. That was straightforward. Now let's shift gears from the slightly boring biology research to a grand festival in Mexico, where the Mexican trio, as the name suggests, Poco, El Primo, and Amber, reside. One of Mexico's most iconic locations and a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1987, Oaxaca de Juarez is the perfect setting for them. Poco is associated with Dia de los Muertos, celebrated in Mexico. Dia de los Muertos translates to the Day of the Dead. But I have to admit, they could be located anywhere in Mexico. Now let's travel from vibrant Mexico back to the United States, where we meet the Old Town Trio, Piper, Barley, and Byron. Piper sports a Southern accent, and her old biography referred to her as Belle de Prime. Southern Belle refers to a widely recognized stereotype of a young, educated, sophisticated, beautiful white woman from the American South. On the other hand, Byron is a snake oil salesman, a part of American Asian history dating back to the California Gold Rush. While it's challenging to pinpoint their exact location, the information suggests they might come from a southern U.S. state. California seems less likely, given that a salesman would likely travel around the country, unlike a Southern Belle. Additionally, in-game maps resemble old southern cities more than Californian ones. Another interesting fact, both Piper's and Barley's animations depict a city in the background, which looks remarkably similar. From this uncertain city, we head to the chilly expanse of Antarctica, the only place where the Snowtail Trio, Mr. P, Lou, and Gale could be, right? Antarctica is the sole cold habitat of penguins. So we'll move on to the next trio, the Superhero Trio. Wait, doesn't Mr. P have a zipper on his back? And don't we see trees next to the Snowtail in a Brawl Stars animation? So Antarctica can't be the answer due to the absence of trees. The only plausible locations I can think of are Finland or Norway. Both countries boast mountains similar to those in the animation. Therefore, we'll assume that this gem of a hotel is nestled in these cold mountains and forests. Now, where was I? Ah, right, the Superhero Trio, Serge, Max, and Meg. Which city comes to your mind when you hear superheroes? New York City, perhaps? Although New York might not be the immediate choice, it remains the most iconic city for heroes like Spider-Man. Thus, I've chosen this location for them. In the animation, we can see the city called Super City where they reside, but this city has to be within Starr Park. Our focus is on discovering the origins of all Brawler trios. Taking a rocket from Earth to space, we encounter the Star Force Trio, Ruffs, Eve, and Squeak. As for their origins, it's challenging to determine, but what we do know is that they are all part of a dog. Ruffs is clearly the dog, Eve a dog Flea, and Squeak his dog Slobber. Catapulting back to Earth, we find ourselves in the Stunt Trio, Stu, Janet, and Bonnie. Similar to other trios, finding an exact location proves difficult. However, we have information about Bonnie. Bonnie is a reference to Bonnie and Clyde, a U.S. crime duo that carried out robberies across stores and banks in the Midwest. This reference is further supported by the fact that Bonnie's canon is named Clyde in the game. With only this hint, I assume that the Stunt Show Trio travels around the Midwest performing stunt shows. Moving from the Midwest to the Wild West again? What? Yes. The Gold Arm Gang trio Belle, Sam, and Pearl live in the Wild West. Belle Starr was a notorious criminal bride in the Wild West of the USA. She was born in Carthage, Missouri. Her husband, Sam Starr, shares the last name Starr, not Starr. Thus, they can be placed somewhere in the Wild West. Our next stop takes us right next door to the Wild West again? Just kidding. We'll take a first-class ticket to Poland in Europe, where we find the Castle Trio or Duo, Grom and Ash. Malbork Castle, Poland is the largest castle in the world, making it an ideal fit for these unique characters. With a massive castle, you need strong watchmen and possibly robotic caretakers. Poland is a fitting location. Grom's Russian accent might point to Russia, which isn't far from Poland. Ash, who possesses a Scottish accent, also isn't too distant. Satisfied with our first-class flight? No, me neither. Let's call the airline and fly back to the US for free. Touching down on the red carpet, we encounter the Brawleywood Trio, Lola, Gray, and an unknown member. Do we have much to say? Hollywood and Brawleywood seems pretty straightforward. Lola has a South American accent, and Gray could be from Paris, since he looks French and silent movies were first shown in Paris and New York. Without further delay, we'll dive into two trios, the Ghost Station Trio or Duo Gus and Chuck, and the Cinema Trio, Fang, Buster, and Maisie. Initially, I struggled to locate the Cinema Trio's place. Should it be the world's largest cinema? No, we already had that with the Castle Trio, or maybe China, because Fang is from China since he was released in the Brawl Pass Year of the Tiger. Then, I discovered City Hall Station in New York City, an abandoned subway station, perfect for Gus. The arches in the Ghost Station even resemble those of City Hall Station. And who appears in that animation? Buster. Therefore, they must be located in New York, near City Hall Station. From the gray New York to the sweetest place on earth in Los Angeles, we find Sugar Rush, an open-air experience with numerous sweet and sugary attractions. A delightful spot for the Candyland Trio, Mandy, Chester, and the other sugary brawlers. Although it's hard to tell because Candyland is a very fictional place and could be in another dimension. Melting away sugar with water, and hopefully outside the US, we land at Aquatica, Orlando, Florida. No, we're still in the United States, once again. The Water Park Trio, or Duo Buzz and Doug, love the largest water park in Florida. Buzz's accent resembles that of the people in Florida, which serves as the only clue about the location. In Doug's animation, we see the forest from the Mushroom Trio beside him. Near Orlando, we have forests where Cordelius's portal might be located. As Cordelius hails from another dimension, this is our best guess. Teleporting through various dimensions, we land in the Pantanal, the world's largest swamp, finally outside the US. Willow, the sole member of the Swamp Trio so far, might reside here. Alternatively, she could live in South Africa, near the Shaman Trio, as we see hints of Willow in the Brawl Stars animation, The Rescue. Just like the Shaman Trio, Willow could be in the other places the Shaman Trio could be located. Wrapping up our global journey are the last two trios, the Gift Shop Trio, Edgar, Colette, and Griff, and the Starr Park Safety Trio featuring only RT. Uncertain about where to place them, I thought the logical answer is Starr Park itself. This brings us to the next question. Where is Starr Park located? Oh wait, we forgot the most important trio. The trio with the best brawler in it. The Deep Sea Trio. Otis, Hank, and maybe Otis's Starr? I guess it's quite obvious that they can live in a lot of waters around the world, but the most iconic place is the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. I hope you liked the video, and again, a big thanks to Hobbylos for the inspiration and assistance, and don't worry, we will still post some funny videos, but we like to diversify our content a bit. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.